are about to start protesting. What is your message this morning?
Well, first, prayers and condolences go out to Alfred's family. This is a horrible thing for any family, and we need to remember that he had a family, he had a life, and so we want to pray for him and pray that God will comfort that family, and don't forget that. Is peace. I mean, in the end, we all want peace. No one wants to be fighting and arguing racism and discussing racism, but it's just a fact of our life and our society, and I think I hope that with peaceful heads and hearts we can discuss these things and acknowledge the things that need to be changed and the things that need to stop happening, and come together and work together to work that out.
Pastor, will you be joining the protesters in El Cajon?
Well, not as of right now. I won't be there today.
And but if you were there, how would you address them? How would you try to deal with any potential outbreaks of violence? And I'm certainly not saying that there will be any violence, but if things got heated, if things got emotional, what would be your advice to protesters?
Well, I'm confident that here in San Diego they're going to have peaceful protests. I don't know what my place would be to tell them what to do. I think they have a right to protest, and I'm confident they will protest peacefully. And listen, we've been seeing this go on throughout the country, and it's very frustrating. I was born in 1960, so I'm very familiar with racial division and racial tension, and it's a real frustrating situation. I mean, and in the black community, the criminal justice system is unfairly lean against them, and there's so many kids growing up without hope, and so this is part of a bigger narrative that needs to be addressed. So my prayers is that those bigger issues that face the community and face our society are addressed from the top down in our country, and that would be my prayer. And I'm confident they'll have peaceful protests, but I think we need to keep our eye on the pain that is in the community and the pain of what the police are going through, what the family's going through, what the community's going through. I was on a show recently. I said, what would I want? And what does everybody want? Everybody wants peace. Nobody wants this. This is not good for anybody. And that's what we need to keep our eye on, is how do we get to a place where we can communicate and work out our differences.
Well, Pastor, do you think that this has been happening for a long time, or is it something new, and are we just seeing it because of social media?
Well, there's been, when you say this, what do you mean?
I mean, we've seen a lot of officers shooting African American men and usually killing them.
Well, it's in the news. I mean, that's not a mystery that there's been hundreds. I don't know the exact number, but it's not a mystery. That's why you have riots all over the country. I mean, it's heartbreaking because every single one of those incidences impacts the families of the people who die, the families of the people involved on the law enforcement side, the city, the government. It's just all bad. And it's been happening throughout our country. I mean, it's in the news, so of course it's been happening for a long time, but it's something that we have to sit down, and our legislators need to sit down and say, what can we do what is the extent of the whole issue? And those are questions to be answered by people smarter than me, but the bottom line is that it has to stop, and we have to get along. We have to figure out how to work together and avoid these types of situations, because there's going to be a funeral in a few days, and that's unfortunate.
Pastor Miles McPherson from the Rock Church, thank you for joining us here on the Kogo News Liveline. Kogo News Time, 8:47.
And here are the stories trending in San Diego. A person has been taken into custody who police believe is responsible, threatening gun violence at Mount Carmel High School in a late-night social media post.
White House expected to announce more troops are headed for Iraq.
Janet Yellen's latest take on the economy. I'm George Chamberlain. Details at 8:51.
Traffic and weather as well. Kogo News Time, 8:47.